Okay, in this video I'm going to find the standard form and graph negative 4x squared plus 24x plus 25y squared minus 250y plus 489. So first I'm going to start off, I'm going to take my constant and move it to the other side. The next thing I noticed with hyperbolas, the minus, which is going to be my x numbers here, needs to be over on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my y's to the front, my x's over. I'm just rearranging the equation a little bit, and I'm going to move my constant over. So let's do that. Let's go ahead. Let's subtract 489 from both sides. And then we're just going to move. I'm going to put my y's first. So I'm going to put 25y squared minus 250y minus 4x squared plus 24x equals negative 489. Then we're going to start doing our factoring just the front coefficient to do our perfect squares. So I'm going to factor out the 25, and inside I'm going to have y squared minus 10y. And then I'm going to add something there to complete the square. Here, be very careful because we are factoring out a negative 4. So you got to remember that for negative 4, if I distribute it back, negative 4 times x squared will give me the negative 4x. But the negative 4 times negative 6x will give me the positive 24x. So be very careful with those negatives, that second string values here. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and complete the square. So I have negative 10y here, half of negative 10 is negative 5, negative 5 squared. Notice these are always end up being positive because you're squaring them, is plus 25. Wow, that's bright with the red. And then half of 6 is 3, so I'm going to add 9 there. Wow, that really stands out. I should have done the green, but that's okay. So then what do we add to the other side? I'm going to add to the other side the 25 times the 25 so it balances out. You don't just add the 25. Don't forget that coefficient, because that will really mess you up if you do that. So we got plus 625, right? 25 times 25. Here, in this case, we added a 9. I'm not going to add 9 here. What I'm going to add is negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. So I'm actually going to subtract 36. Okay, so let's go back to the blue because that red is so bright. All right, so now let's go ahead and complete our perfect squares here. So we get y minus 5 squared minus 4 x minus 3 squared. And over here, this actually turns out really nice. Negative 489 plus 625 minus 36 ends up to be 100. So if you don't end up with nice fractions when we divide by 100 here on these sides, especially with Newton, sometimes you'll end up with messy ones maybe further down the line in super high calc classes. But for now, we just use nice even numbers. So if you don't get a nice number, you may have done something wrong over here. And what I mean by that, let me show you. We're going to go ahead and we need a 1 over on the left-hand side. So what we do on the left, we have to do on the right. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 100 here. So now this is where the nice even numbers are so nice, because we can reduce these fractions to y minus 5 squared over 4 minus x minus 3 squared, and then this is all over 25, and then this equals 1. So I didn't know how much space I was going to use, so I didn't really draw a graph, but we'll go ahead and just draw as best as I can there. Not too bad. Okay, So now be careful here because my center is going to be at, okay, so notice I have a 5 here and I have a 3 here. So my center is going to be very careful because notice my X's are on the right. So don't get confused. That's not how we always write a point, X, Y. So this is going to be at 3, 5. That is where my center is. So be careful with your X's and Y's when they're flip-flopped in order here, okay? X always comes first, then Y. So I'm going to go over 3 and up 5. So there is my center. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over, let's see, on the Y, I'm going to go up 2, down 2, and then for the X, I'm going to go over 5. And then we make our box. We make, well, you don't have to make these. I think Newton does them for you. You just have to move your dots around here. And then because it's a Y, it'll go up and down. So. And voila, there you go. There is the graph of this big long equation up at the top. Yes, so this is what it looks like here. And this is the end of this video. If you don't understand anything, maybe going back and slowing it down and taking really good notes will help you learn this lesson. All right, guys, see you in the next video.